Hi, it's the Irish Gypsy here to give you your March 2016 mid-month readings. I continue to use the Gilded Tarot deck, and even though we are focusing on the last half of the month, the last 2 weeks roundabout, I'm still going to be using the same 8-card spread with an additional card as your overall theme and crowning feeling for the reading. These are general readings, so if you can't relate to them and they don't feel like they apply to you at all, feel free to check your rising and your moon sign as well. You should check all three every month anyway to get the most detail and information. Thank you to those of you who continue to watch and listen and subscribe to my channel. You are the reason I'm here, and your feedback and comments are very appreciated and very welcome, both on my channel and the ones that you send me via email as well. So thank you for that. And thank you to those of you who continue to reach out for personal one-on-one readings. It's an honor and a pleasure. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to do that. And for those of you who are interested in personal readings, you can click on the About sign on my channel's homepage, and that will give you a little more detail on what I do, the services I offer, and my contact information. And you can email me directly at maggie1maguire@gmail.com. So let's get right into this. Oh, and also for those of you who are interested in personal readings, my turnaround time is 24 to 48 hours. I do readings full time, so I'm pretty good about working with your schedules to get those out to you as soon as possible. So feel free to contact me if you are interested in that. So this reading is for Sagittarius for March 2016 mid-month. Sagittarius, March 2016 mid-month. What does the remainder of March hold for my carefree Sagittarian? March 2016 mid-month Sagittarius. Sagittarius, March 2016 mid-month. Okay, we begin with the Three of Swords, followed by the Nine of Swords, the Five of Cups, followed by the Eight of Cups, the Queen of Cups, followed by the Sun, and the Three of Pentacles, followed by the Ten of Pentacles, and as your overall theme, general feeling, and crowning card, we have the Star. So let's take a look, Sagittarius. Okay, let's begin. We start off with the Three of Swords, followed by the Nine of Swords. So swords. Swords is that suit whose element is air. Swords is all about our thoughts, our words, our ideas, our mindset, our perspectives, the way we look at things. It's all about what goes on up here. And the Three of Swords is not a card I like to see very often because it's a card that represents deep emotional pain. It can represent heartbreak, heartache. It can also represent breakups. And it is accompanied by the Nine of Swords as well. And you do have some cup cards here as well as some pentacles. So for some of you around the middle of March 2016, Sagittarius, depending on those of you who are watching, this may not resonate for you. Someone has hurt you and hurt you quite deeply. This can resonate as an actual love, romantic kind of relationship, a spouse, a partner, someone who's broken your heart, or somebody who's done something that's hurt you quite deeply. It's a card about deep emotional pain. There is a triangular energy in this card as well too, which can represent pain that comes from infidelity or from another person's energy being involved in this as well, although it's not, it doesn't necessarily have to reflect that. Whatever it is, it looks like something or someone I feel has caused you, someone or perhaps a situation has caused you some kind of pain. It feels like your heart is broken or you're experiencing a deep sense of disappointment over something. It just really hurts. And I'm sorry to see that for you, Sagittarius. Now, the Three of Swords is accompanied by the Nine of Swords, which is completely understandable. This is the card of staying up late at night, worrying, stressing, mental anxiety. It's a card, it's almost, I always see this card as almost, by almost a sense of mental torture by your own thoughts. There's always, for me, a feeling of circular thoughts to this card, just thoughts going, negative thoughts going around and around and around and around in your head. You can see that this woman is sitting up in bed. She's completely hunched over and completely focused on some source of anxiety, stress, worry. She's just completely consumed by it. And it's also represented by these 9 swords, which are crisscrossed and pointing down at her. Mental anxiety, mental stress, worry, a high degree. You're thinking about this thing, whatever this heartbreak, this heartache, this ending, I think, of a relationship for the majority of you, it looks like, is something that's just keeping you up late at night. You can't stop thinking about it. All your energy, your mental and your heart energy is going into this thing. You can see from the weather outside that it's late at night. The moon has risen high in the sky, but she's still awake because, again, she just can't get it out of her head. It's going around and around and around. Now, on the windowsill, however, is this little owl. And owls are the universal symbols of wisdom, clarity, insight, wisdom. But she's not looking at it. She can't see it. It's very close. You can almost reach out and touch it. And this indicates, Sagittarius, that there is an answer, a source of solace, something that's right there that she's not looking at. And the reason she can't see it is because she's completely and totally consumed with the source of this heartbreak, this separation, this sense of very deep disappointment, this emotional pain that she's going through. And I feel, Sagittarius, like around the middle of March 2016, this is kind of what's prevalent going on in your head and in your heart. I don't actually feel, so for some of you, this reading isn't going to resonate at all because I feel it almost strictly as a relationship reading. Or something to do with your, if it's not a love and romance relationship, it could be another deep connected relationship, a best friend, a family member, but something close, something whose failure or sense of betrayal you feel, whatever it is that caused it, is something that's very close and near and dear to your heart. But I actually feel like it's not happening right now. I feel like for the majority of you, it's something that happened recently and it's just still very fresh. And for whatever reason, it's just really prevalent for you mid-March 2016, Sagittarius. Heartbreak, heartache, and staying up late at night too about it, and or just devoting a lot of mental energy, whatever it is you go about doing in your day-to-day life. It looks like the majority, if not all of your mental and emotional energy is kind of wrapped up in the source of this heartbreak and heartache, which is understandable. Now, next to that, we have but again, let me draw your attention back to that owl. Not all, there's something there, a piece of clarity, a piece of insight, a ray of hope there. Now, the Five of Cups, the element is that of water, and cups is a suit that points towards our emotions, our emotional landscape and atmosphere. It's also a suit that can point towards love, relationships, how we relate to the people around us. And the Five of Cups is a card I've nicknamed, the crying over spilt milk card. You can see that there's 3 cups on the ground beside this man. They are tipped over and spilled out. And he is completely, like this woman, is completely and totally focused on the source of her heartbreak, completely. This man is also completely focused on what has tipped out and spilled out of these goblets here. He's focused on, all his mental and emotional energy is spent crying and feeling very bad over what he no longer has, what he's lost or feel has been lost or has been taken from him. This is not the 3 of Cups, this is the 5 of Cups. Behind this man, there are still 2 beautiful goblets, upright, still full, but he's not noticing them because his back is turned to them. He's focused only on what's spilled, on what he no longer has. And this is a very strong piece of advice, and I think following the 9 of Swords too, it feels like, I mean, whatever this is, it looks like it's been very painful, very challenging. Your heart's really been hurt by this situation, this person, this relationship. And it feels like for the time being right now, you're just completely focused on that. All your energy is put into that. But the advice, Sagittarius, that comes along with this card is there is still something that remains here that's beautiful. There's still blessings. There are still things to feel good about, things to feel grateful for. And I think for the majority of you, what that is represented by is the people around you. You still have loving people around you, good friends, family, a support system that's going to help you through this period of heartbreak and heartache. The 5 of Cups, again, symbolizes that. Stop focusing, stop putting all of your mental energy and your mental and emotional energy into focusing on what no longer is, what you no longer have, what you feel has been taken from you, or what in fact has been taken from you. because there's still much that remains that is beautiful. And again, I feel like it's connected to family, friends, loved ones, people who care about you very much. Um, Still count the blessings that you have left because it looks like you have some left. Now, the Five of Cups, I just want to look at this Five of Cups again. Yeah, the energy that I'm getting, just the strong energy, Sagittarius, is um, you can't look forwards and backwards at the same time. If all of your energy is spent dwelling on what no longer has, on the source of this heartbreak and heartache, you're not going to notice the things that are around you that can actually help make you feel better. And you may miss some opportunities that are coming up too. Again, he's not noticing these two cups behind him, which is something that could actually help him and something beautiful that still remains, just like the woman on this card is not noticing that piece of wisdom that says something there, that owl represented by that owl there. So again, another message saying you're putting too much energy and focus into dwelling on this thing. And it's understandable because that's part of the healing, the grieving, and subsequent healing process. But you cannot look backwards and forwards at the same time. So it looks like now is the time to start taking another look around, taking stock of what remains, what you still have in your life that's beautiful and good and positive, and putting some energy towards that instead and moving on and away from this disappointment, this heartache. Because that Five of Cups is accompanied by the Eight of Cups, which is a card of moving away from something that no longer satisfies you, that you found ultimately fairly disappointing and pretty crushing. You can see on the ground behind this man there are 8 cups, some of them upright and full, some of them tipped over and spilled out. The implication being he has tasted or drunk from most, if not all, of these cups. And while he has maybe found them satisfying or distracting for a time, ultimately, at the end of the day, they were not what he wanted. It was not where his joy was. He found them fulfilling. There was something, there's always a sense of disappointment and dissatisfaction with this card, something not working out um, the way that you wanted it to, something not turning out to be what you thought it was going to be in the beginning. Again, that heartbreak, heartache, disappointment that's keeping you up late at night, that's consuming all of your energy. So this man has made the decision to move away from this. It's time to move through and away from this. You can see that his back is turned to the cups. He is ready for travel. His cloak is on, his hat is on, his staff is in his hand. He is surveying the horizon, making up his mind and making a decision on where he's going to go from here. Now, sometimes I get a sense that the terrain in front of him looks kind of challenging, kind of rocky, so it may not be an easy path, but it's better than it's better than what he's coming from, which again is this heartbreak and heartache, this sense of deep emotional pain, dissatisfaction and disappointment. It's time to stop putting all your energy into this Nine of Swords and this Five of Cups. Realize what you have left. It's time to move away from this thing. And again, I think for the majority of you, this is going to represent as a relationship of some kind that has broken. There's been a betrayal, there's been a breakup. And again, it doesn't have to necessarily point towards love and relationship. It can be a best friend, close family member, something of that sort. But it looks like you're going to have plenty of support and plenty of love to help do that. And that's what's going to actually help carry you through, along with your decision take to start pulling your energy away from all the negativity and the pain and moving forward. You're going to have help doing that because in comes the Queen of Cups, beautiful card, very loving, very nurturing, accompanied by the Sun card. And again, I think for the majority of you, it feels like this is a fresh, recent, but not like yesterday kind of fresh and recent. It feels like it's just something you're struggling to get over with. So the Queen of Cups comes in. Cups, again, that suit of our emotions. And queens, like kings, have reached the mastery of their suit. And in this case, it would be the mastery over her emotions. This is somebody who's very grounded in her emotions, very loving, very nurturing, a very good support system. I feel like this represents, I think for some of you, it's going to represent an actual specific individual that embodies the best of these character traits of the Queen of Cups. It's actually going to help you move through and away from this pain and this heartache um, and back into the light again. And for others of you, this is going to represent a group of people and family and friends as well. There's advice attached to this lovely Queen of Cups too, and it's about kind of touching base with your emotions before you go off and do something rash or make a foolish decision based off of the pain and anguish that you're feeling in the moment too. Another way that Five of Cups and Eight of Cups could resonate is, all this pain and heartache, this disappointment, this sense of disillusionment makes you want to get up and leave quite quickly. But the Queen of Cups is asking you to kind of examine your emotions and kind of sit with them and make sure that you know that you're kind of grounded before you make any hasty decision to take any sudden action. But it looks like you're going to have love and support to help get you through this. Again, this could resonate as one single individual. It could be somebody who just manifests the traits of the Queen of Cups, or it could be an actual water sign, which is Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. Maybe a therapist, counselor, a trusted advisor, or a friend. And for others of you, this is going to represent family and friends, just people around you that really care, that are going to help you after you make this decision to move, to kind of that it's time to move on. They're going to be there. You're going to have love and support to help do this. And it's really going to bring things back into focus and bring you back into the light again, because that Queen of Cups is accompanied by the beautiful major arcana card of the Sun. And the Sun represents an illuminating, an enlightening, and uplifting, loosening of the load. For those of you who've been experiencing, perhaps financial restrictions or just a sense of claustrophobia and tightness, this represents kind of a loosening up of that. When you think about everything the sun brings, it brings light and love and warmth and laughter. It makes things grow. This talks about having fun, of just, it's a sense of coming out of the dark and into the light again. And I think it's directly as a result of the decision that you've made to begin to move on from this thing, and the love and support of the people around you that are going to bring you back into the light again. And we wrap up the month of March 2016 at or towards the end of the month. Again, it's all about working with other people and being with other people. We have the Three of Pentacles accompanied by the Ten of Pentacles, rebuilding that foundation. Pentacles, the element is that of earth, and Pentacles is a suit that points towards things, typically things in our physical, earthly, tangible world that we can see and touch, or things that just make an actual, visible, tangible difference in our lives. And a lot of times it points to things like money, finances, resources, property. But in this sort of spread where I feel it's focused more on emotions, relationship, heart kind of stuff, the energies just apply in a very tangible way. I think this help and support that you're going to be getting, I think that looks to be so important. It's going to have such a significant and positive impact on you. The Three of Pentacles is also a card about working with other people. It can be a card about compromise and negotiation, people coming together and working on a common cause or a common goal. In other tarot decks, this man is actually with a few other people, and they're both working on these projects, and they've been very successful. They're looking at it. He's looking at it at this pentacle he's worked so hard on with a certain measure of pride and empowerment. This is a card about, it's another three too. It's a second tree you have here. And so it's about being with other people. It's about working with other people, people coming together for a common cause, compromise and negotiation. But I feel like for you, Sagittarius, it's more about, again, and I think the advice is to try and spend as much time as is possible and is appropriate with other people, people that make you feel good, people that uplift you, people that not only are just helping you process through this, but just people in whose company you feel uplifted and light and good. Surround yourself with positive people this month. And that's what's really going to make, I'm telling you, a significant impact in how you move through and away from this painful experience. The Three of Pentacles is paired with the Ten of Pentacles, which is a card about building up foundations. And tens represent the end of cycles too, the culmination of something, the wrapping up of something, the coming full circle. The Ten of Pentacles is a beautiful card to have accompanied with that Three of Pentacles. Again, this is support and help from loved ones, from the people around you that affect you beneficially, positively, in a very tangible way with results that you can see. The Ten of Pentacles is a card that speaks of success, of abundance and prosperity in kind of a step-by-step down the road sort of way. But again, because I feel like the majority of this is based on more emotions than actual like job, career, although you can apply those energies as well. It's just that being with these positive, loving, supportive people, it's what's going to help you put you into the sun again and help you build your foundation again and remind you what your foundation is, where you come from, who you are. The Ten of Pentacles speaks of that, and it's a very good card. There's also, just like with that Queen of Cups, there's also a feeling of family, close loved ones. The Ten of Pentacles can represent family money, family estate, family business. but it represents that this rebuilding that you're doing, this building that you're doing for a foundation for yourself is not only going to be positive and beneficial to you, but also to your family or those in your closest sphere that you really care, that you love and care about. So for some of you, this may resonate as, a tangible, job, property, finance, business sort of reading, in which case this disappointment, this heartbreak you felt in the beginning could have been maybe a failed business, a lost job, something like that, but you're going to have help getting through it. Even though it feels like around the middle of the month, you just get kind of stuck in the awfulness of it, the pain of it, focusing only on the negative, but it looks like you make a decision to move through and away from this thing. You have a lot of help, and it's help that makes a tangible difference in rebuilding your future. And this represents building a foundation that's going to last for a long time, something that's really going to be solid, give you a sense of stability, of reassurance, and continuity. It's a beautiful card to have. And all of this lovely, loving energy to help you through this tough time is further underscored by your crowning card, which is the Star card, one of my favorite cards in the Major Arcana deck. And I see this card come up for people who are kind of in a healing process, coming back into the light again. They're starting to wake up and realize that, yes, the sun is still shining. I'm not dying. I'm going to get over this. Things are starting to look up for me again. This is a card about faith and hope. There's a very strong theme of restoration and peace and healing in this again, too. This woman is unreservedly, unashamedly pouring her pitchers completely out into the water with perfect faith and perfect confidence that her pitchers will be refilled because the source is limitless. This talks about having faith in the wheel being on the upswing again for you, having faith in the healing process, that you are coming out of the dark into the light again. There is healing, there is peace to be had, there's some loving, supportive people around you. And also it's a very strong message, there's a strong divine thread in this as well. God, spirit, angels, the universe, whatever your spiritual foundation is also creating you and helping you through this process. And this is a card about having faith and hope in the promise and potential of that. Healing is here, it is beginning, and you are coming out of the dark into the light again. And the beautiful thing is that you have so much around you, so much love and hope and faith, and people who are so willing to be there for you, Sagittarian. So I'm sorry to see that you went through such a difficult time. Again, I don't feel like it's something that's happening right now, as it's right at the very beginning of the spread. I feel like it was kind of recent or still feels kind of fresh, but it's something you're moving through and away from, and I'm really happy to see that. So Sagittarius, I don't know if I want to say I hope you've enjoyed this reading, because I hate to see people going through a hurting time, but it looks like you have such beautiful cards and the love and support that's around you. And, your crowning card is a very strong message from the divine saying, have faith, have hope. Things are getting better, and they will continue to get better and better. And you're coming from the dark back into the light again, building up that beautiful foundation for yourself, which is going to carry you for quite some time into the future. Spend time with people who make you feel uplifted, who make you feel good about yourself, and that you just have fun with. It looks like that's going to be very important and have a really significant and tangible effect on this healing process. So Sagittarius, thank you so much for watching. If you would like a continuation of this reading in the form of a personal one-on-one reading or a personal reading on another matter, please feel free to contact me by clicking on the About sign on my channel's homepage for further information, and emailing me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. And until I see you again for the April 2016 general reading, I wish you joy, peace, blessings, and a happy life. Thanks for watching, Sagittarius, and I'll talk to you soon.